Sup guys, Johnny Q here, welcome back to another video. I'm kind of torn about this one today because will I stop? Should you stop carrying anything SIG related? That is a very good question. Let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, we have to read the verse of the day, and that's Habakkuk 2:14 from the NIV version. For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. I hope that blesses you today and the rest of this week. Amen. Let's get into the video. I just want to preface this with I know I might be severing a connection/bridge with Sig Sauer, and I feel for that. I do want to work with them. I like their rifles. But as someone who just made a video a few weeks ago about my EDC, and it included a Sig Sauer X macro, I feel like I have to just make this video for the information, for the education, right? So I know I might be severing that bridge, that connection, but oh well. So recently I made a video talking about my EDC setups for 2025, what I'm carrying, what I want to carry, and in those pistols included this guy, the Sig Sauer X macro. And I just got to say, I love this gun. This gun is amazing. It feels great in my hands. It's very flat to shoot. It's got a, comped slide. All of this right here, I love. It's a great shooter, but it's Sig Sauer. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not the Sig Sauer X macros. It's the P320s. Why are we griping about this? Good question. But here's the thing. To me, it's all about the overarching, this pistol comes from Sig Sauer. And police officers right now have P320s in their holsters, and they're going off. Hey guys, before we continue, I want to thank today's sponsor, and that's Valorous TV. If you haven't checked out Valorous TV, you're missing out. Valorous TV is the new ultimate streaming destination celebrating America's greatest heroes. Through premium hand-picked films and television content, Valorous honors the bravery and sacrifices of the military, police, first responders, and everyday patriots who define courage. As the home for the heroes, Valorous TV delivers bold, inspiring, and action-packed content that entertains and educates, all completely free and available 24/7. Whether you're a history enthusiast, a military buff, or simply someone who loves classic and high-quality films, you'll find something you'll love in their vast collection of hundreds of must-watch titles that showcase the spirit of heroism and valor. So start streaming now for free on YouTube at Valorous TV. Now, I made a recent video as well talking about the most recent, what I think is the most recent, P320 going off on its own, and that's from Achilles Heel Tactical. His training day, some guy had a P320 and it went off while they were on the line. Pretty wild. Go watch that video as well. Pretty crazy stuff. But that got me thinking, man, how many more Sig Sauer events or incidents will I let on until I decide, hey, I'm going to stop carrying anything that Sig Sauer makes, anything pistol related, right? Because when I buy a gun, when I purchase this on my own, with my own money, to protect myself, I want to make sure that everything about this gun is perfected. I don't want to even think about potentially me bending over to pick up something, to pick up my kids, or whatever it may be, for it to go off on its own in its holstered appendix. Now, when I carry the SIG and I carry appendix 12 o'clock, I always have this little thing in the back of my mind. Is today the day that you will shoot your dick off? But when I carry Smith & Wesson, when I carry a Glock, I don't have those thoughts in my head. I feel like I'm not alone. I think anybody who knows about Sig Sauer, who has carried a Sig Sauer appendix 12 o'clock position, will tell you, yeah, I've thought about that. Is today the day? Is today the day that my dick will be blown off because of Sig Sauer? Now, I know the issue is with the P320, now with the X macro, but it comes from Sig Sauer. You can also argue that in the last 3 years that I've carried this, oh, by the way, yes, okay, this gun is cleared, safe, and empty, all right? So chill. You can argue that over the last 3 years that I've carried this, it has not gone off on its own. So that's a merit. Yeah, cool. But the duty gun is going off. Even now, today, police departments across the U.S. are saying we no longer are going to let our officers carry that gun on patrol. That's wild, bro. That's crazy, right? I can't be the only person. Like I've shot P320s. I like them. I carry this. I'm a Sig fan. I'm more of a Smith & Wesson and Glock fan. But when it comes to my life and defending my life and my family's life, is my gun going to betray me and shoot me before I can even take it out and go to work? Bottom line is, when I buy a gun for protection, I want to make sure it's protecting me, not, will I shoot myself today? Will it go off on its own? Will it ND on its own today? Maybe it will. I'll still keep carrying it. See how that's like an oxymoron? That doesn't work. That does not work within the scope of what I want to do with said pistol. So that's why I'm on this, like, I feel like I have to inform people, or I have to, that's why I'm making this video, because if you're carrying a Sig, there's potential. Like, here's the example that I bring, right? When Olight had its thing, the explosion of the light, now everybody's deeming Olight. You can't use Olight on duty. It's not worth it. It's not worth the money. You can't use Olight on the job. It's blah, 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 like all of the above. Are we having the same gusto and same energy towards Sig Sauer, the brand that has the contracts with the military? Are we talking about the same company here? No. But like with Olight, one incident, a couple incidents, no, they're done. But Sig, there's a bunch of Sig fanboys in the comment section of all these videos. I've read a lot of these comments, and I got to tell you, man, you got to think, at what point do you just kind of stop and think, what's going on though? Like legit, there's live rounds in these guns, and they're going off, and they're potentially harming officers, SROs, security guards, people in the public. It's very dangerous. And honestly, Sig Sauer has just come out and said, "No, fam, we're good. Our guns are good, bruh. No cap." And I just sit back and I think, and I watch all these videos and posts go up, and I'm thinking, that's wild. That literally is crazy. I don't think like this when I carry my Smith & Wesson 2.0. I don't think like this when I carry a Glock 19. When I carried a Glock 45 professionally, didn't think like that. To me, the biggest thing is police departments. Right? Like the first line of defense for people. They're saying that they will no longer carry SIGs, P320s. That's insane. They're writing off an entire segment of a gun, like company, brand, whatever you want to call it. They're just saying no. But as far as everyday carrying, if you're someone who carries every single day, like I do, and you carry the macro and you love it, you love the way it shoots, the 17-round magazine plus one in the chamber, the compensator, the way, all of it. Yeah, I like it. I bet you do too. But the issue still stands, like it's still there. Will this brand betray me and shoot me in the thigh, in the dick? Am I going to bleed out before I even get into the fight, or protect my family? These are the questions that I have literally when I carry this gun, to the point where I've stopped carrying. Honestly, I've stopped carrying this gun because I've seen the stuff coming up over and over. I'm thinking, when is this going to stop? When, like, if Sig said, yeah, no, this is happening, we're going to fix it again, we're going to continue to work to fix it, yeah, I'm all in, like, for sure. But they haven't, right? And so I don't feel confident enough to be like, yeah, the X Macro, Sig, I'm carrying it. That's just me personally, right? Now, if you're on the opposite spectrum of that, for sure, like, do you? But again, I carry a gun almost all of the time, and I just don't want to be thinking, will this gun betray me? That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think most people would not want their gun to shoot off on their own and potentially harm them, or their children, or their dog. Right? I feel like most people would be like, yeah, no, I don't want that either. I'm going to get me a Glock. And people have been commenting that, like, hey, I just sold my, insert model of Sig Sauer. I sold that model. I'm going to get myself a Glock. Funny enough, I'm actually in talks with someone, one of my YouTube subscribers. We're emailing back and forth because I want to buy his P320. He literally commented, hey, I'm selling mine because no, I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm like, hey, I will buy it because I want to see it. I want to try it. I don't want it to go off on its own. I'm not trying to test that. But like that intrigued me, right? And it's kind of funny that I'm making this video and I'm trying to buy a P320 compact right now. Will I do it? I don't know. But as far as carrying the X Macro, I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna back down from this. I'm gonna give this a break. I don't know if I can confidently say I'm gonna confidently carry the X Macro. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I feel like most people feel the same way, but they just don't really want to voice it because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to ruin a relationship or a bridge with Sig Sauer, and I don't either. But like this, we're playing with people's lives when it comes to something like this. This is something that can take away a life. That's insane. And if it can take away yours and go off on its own, we have to talk about it. We have to make it right. So that's, again, why I'm making this video. And yeah, there's an an O-Sight S on here. Very impressed right now by this red dot. Also made a video on that. Go check it out. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would love to know what you guys are thinking. If you have a P320 and you carry that, would you still carry it? Are you still carrying it? If you have a Sig X Macro, Legion, whatever it might be, insert model, are you getting rid of that? Are you going to be EDCing it still? Would love to know. Comment down below. But yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next Johnny Q video. Peace. Wild, man. This is just insanely wild.